Hit it, baby. Welcome to the 505. I'm old and fat, but still alive. I voiced some games, I had some luck. But as a gamer, folks, I suck. That's why I'm inviting you to guide this aging boomer through. So bibbity-boo, and welcome to Uncle G's Tea House. It's a you and me house. Drinks are always free house. To be or not to be house of someone in a tree house. Captain Hook and Smee house. A Merry Melody house and episodes of Glee House. Who writes this shit? Uncle G's Tea House. My nieces and my nephews, welcome back to Uncle G's Tea House. Yay! We gather here tonight at a very specific crossroads of human achievement: organized crime and fermented grain. Don Corleone meet beer. As it turns out, the calendar itself is in on the joke, because you see, April 7th is both National Beer Day and Francis Ford Coppola's 87th birthday. So somewhere out there, a bartender and a film professor are celebrating the exact same thing, but for very different reasons. And it doesn't make sense when you think about it. Coppola's Godfather is about power, and beer is about letting go. I gotta tell you though, guys, that there's something magical about The Godfather. Somewhere between the oranges and the cannoli, I think we all like to fantasize just a little bit about wielding that kind of dangerous power. We start to think, except for the murder and crime and violence and blood and stuff, this mob thing doesn't look all that hard. I bet I could run a crime family. No, hell no, you most definitely could not. Most of us can't even run a fantasy football team. And as for beer, well, I once tried to quit beer. Longest 12 minutes of my life. Beer is humanity's oldest peace treaty with itself. It's the only beverage that says, you have had a hard day, dude. We don't have to solve anything tonight. Now, it doesn't fix your problems. It just politely lowers the volume on them. Know what I mean? Now, I will be randomly dropping salient beer facts into the narrative tonight. For example, fun beer fact number 1. Beer is ancient. There is evidence that beer was brewed over 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia. It's fun to say. A civilization basically started up and said, hey, you know what this needs? Foam. 5,000 years later, and we've done very little to improve upon that plan. Anyway, we are bringing beer and crime together tonight, because nothing says family values quite like a crime syndicate, and nothing says good decisions quite like that third brewski you didn't really need, right? Tonight's show is about loyalty and legacy and the strange rituals that we inherit from the people who came before us. Also, it's about me doing a terrible Italian accent while holding a drink and hoping nobody from Sicily is watching, huh? But beneath the stories and the bad impressions and the song that I plan to lovingly mangle just a little later, there is something very real going on here. The Godfather is about family, and beer is about gathering. This very strange little corner of the internet, it is about connection. So pour yourself a beverage, adult or otherwise, raise a glass. I'm gonna give you a show you can't refuse. So folks, let's step behind the bar. I say that as if I actually know what I'm doing, which is adorable. Tonight's drink is the Godfather cocktail. It feels appropriate because it is strong and sweet, and if you have one too many of them, you just might wake up tomorrow morning wondering what decisions were made on your behalf. Cocktail is beautifully simple. Scotch, amaretto. That's it. No edible glitter, no bartender named Skylar quietly judging your beverage choices. You know what I'm talking about. Just 2 ingredients. That's a good deal. And like any good deal, you don't ask questions. I like that it's Scotch. Scotch walks into a room already disappointed in you. But then you add the amaretto, which is basically liquid almond cookies, huh? And what you get is this fascinating combination of intimidation and dessert. I will say this, the ratio matters. Too much Scotch, you're brooding in a leather chair plotting revenge on your enemies. Too much amaretto, and you're hosting a bake sale. So let's mix this up, ladies and gentlemen. You will need an old-fashioned glass. You will need a jigger. You will need some amaretto. And I have some Johnny Walker Black. You will also, of course, need some ice. You know, what someone once said, drinks should only come with 3 ingredients. Ice is an ingredient, which, it's not too far off the truth. So I'll add a little ice. Oh, and you know what? Melissa asked me to tell you guys this. This is important. First of all, I am not a professional bartender. And when I make these drinks, do not assume that I'm out here in the bar every night making myself all of these, fabulous cocktails. In reality,
Sharing
mainly,
tea with a fascinating stranger.
Or whiskey rocks or beer. Many times, indeed tonight, I am sampling this drink myself for the first time. It might suck at what it was called. But man, that was a strong drink. I could actually start feeling that happen. So tonight, I think this will be a little bit different, a little less alcohol. Now you're gonna need about 1.5 ounces of good Scotch. Don't skimp on the Scotch. Let's get some good Scotch. About 1.5 ounces. And about another ounce. You're gonna want another ounce, salud, my friends. Scotch is so different from bourbon. I had some very bad experiences with Scotch when I was in college. So to this day, I still I remember what that felt like, man. A Scotch hangover when you're 20 years old, terrible. And now we're gonna add to this about a half a jigger of amaretto, maybe a little more than that. Which I like. I like the taste of amaretto. Dump that in there. And then, my friends, we are going to put the top back on the amaretto, like so. Now what we want to do is we're gonna just stir this up, kind of slow, just like that, You don't wanna stir it too much. You got the ice. 3 ingredients: ice, amaretto, Scotch. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. A Godfather cocktail. Simple, elegant, slightly dangerous, like most of my life choices are after 8 p.m. Oh, fun beer fact number 2. Hops are a flavor bomb. Those little green cones add bitterness and aroma. They act as a natural preservative. Without hops, a beer would taste suspiciously like regret. So get hoppy. And we have now arrived at the point in this evening's festivities where things begin to shift, right? We've had a drink, or 4 or 5. I usually have a few before we even go on camera. And then the edges of our day begin to soften. We find ourselves ready to go somewhere else, and that somewhere else is rapture.
You will come.
Now, if you've never played Bioshock and you just wandered in tonight because you were mildly intrigued when some fat old bastard in a tux showed up in your feed, imagine if Vito Corleone built an underwater city. Same ambition, same belief in control, same blind spot about consequences. I love this transition because we're flitting from one empire to another, from the Corleone family to Andrew Ryan's doomed experiment at the bottom of the ocean. One empire built on loyalty, another built on ideology, both built on the absolute certainty that nothing could possibly go wrong. And we all know how that goes, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a little sip. We're gonna settle in because we are headed back to Rapture, ladies, and we're going in together. Wrench is ready. Cheers, my friends. That's pretty good. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm going to be playing a little Bioshock again tonight because, and we have new subs. Bada beam, bada boom. Okay, we have Crackle Moon, thank you. Me Shared, thank you. Lauren, thank you. Bottle the Moon gifted 5 subs. Fire Feathers, thank you. We're getting so many subs. This is outstanding. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're making my heart sing, my friends. Every time you give us a sub, my heart is beginning to sing. Huh? I'm going to be talking this way a lot tonight. I hope it does not make you kind of sick. If it does, it's too bad. It's my show. Huh? I'm going to have another drink here. It's good. It's very good. Wrench bending time. You got that right, Fire Feathers. I haven't. The wrench is life. I haven't. Sometimes, usually on most weeks, I like to come in here and play a little bit, just sort of to get my, mojo on again. I didn't do that this week, so this week thank you, Matt. Matt always keeps me on task, reminds me to keep looking at the camera, which is way up there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Tonight's show is in 3D. I'm getting very excited about the show. 2 weeks from tonight, it will be the 420 show. We got some very special stuff, planned for that. Let's go back into Rapture now. Off we go. Start my timer. Thank you, Matt. Whatever would I do without Matt? Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are out there, give Matt a hand, man. Give Matt, say thank you, Matt. I could not do this. When we originally thought we were going to do the show, we thought, okay, I could probably just do the show in here myself. But I cannot. I'm an old man. I'm not good with the technology. I need somebody in here just sort of with me and helping handle things, especially if things go wrong. So thank you. I'm doing my best. I am doing my best, Uncle. I'm Uncle. Wait a minute. I'm Uncle G. All right. That's right. Ooh, that Godfather cocktail is a little bit strong. So first of all, as I play through the game, I would like very much in the chat. I would love to hear what you think about The Godfather. If you've never seen The Godfather, I'd like to know that because it is. And truly, I actually told Mae Whitman this. Our lovely Katara, who was the little girl he was the president's daughter in Independence Day. And in my house, in this house, we have 2 rules. We have Godfather rule, Independence Day rule. What this means that as you were channel surfing, if you should happen across either Godfather 1 or 2, not 3. We don't talk about 3. That's sort of like the M. Night Shyamalan thing. Or Independence Day. I don't care if it's in the middle of it, whatever. Yay, Matt! You have got to watch those movies. I told Mae that, and she's just delightful. I don't see her nearly as much. She generally, if you're next week is going to be a little interesting, folks. I have had the great luxury of being off for 8 weeks, which has been great because it's helped us sort of get this show off and running. But starting next week, on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Next week, I will be in Dallas, I believe, and I will give you guys more information about that. And then I think I'm going to Tampa and then El Paso. Anyway, it's starting to heat up. So please, if you happen to be in any of these cities, come to see me. My schedule's starting to fill up. What I've learned about this. Apple, you've never seen The Godfather. Okay, you need to see it. Anybody, Gavatron, if you give not, it is truly one of the most. Again, it is arguably, some people might say, Citizen Kane. Arguably the greatest American film ever made. And the weird thing about The Godfather is, these are terrible people. They're murderers. These are not nice people, but they also sort of are. I think that's why the film survives, because in spite of their heinous crimes, clearly the family loves each other, and certainly Don Vito, the Godfather, played by Marlon Brando, is he does have values and a strict code that he does adhere to. White Plains, New York. I am excited about White Plains, New York. I'm going to see my friend Sally Mays, who is quite the Broadway diva. She was up for a Tony for the early 90s revival of She Loves Me. If Sally, you happen to be out there, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I always love going to, thank you, Lauren. Yeah, Dallas, Tampa, El Paso. That's what I thought. And then things start to get interesting. Then suddenly Montreal, I think I just got a Philadelphia. I'm definitely going to Philadelphia. I'm going to Fan Expo Philadelphia. I hope that's been announced. If it hasn't, oh no. Anyway, all right, you know what? I'm talking, I'm rambling. Those of you who are just tuning in tonight, if indeed you're wondering, as I said, who the hell is this fat old guy? I am the second voice actor for Iroh and Aku. Some other voices that I've done that I'm especially proud of are quite a bit of work on the Clone Wars, video games. I've been in Fallout 4, very proud of that, Ghostless. And I actually was... we think, maybe, perhaps, I'm not so sure, the voice of Fontaine in BioShock, which is why I'm playing through BioShock, because I never played BioShock. It's a pretty good game. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's play some BioShock. Ooh, pardon me, a little gassy. And what's good for that? Godfather cocktail. Extra thick. I like my drinks extra thick. When I was cast as Aku, a friend of mine called me up and he said, you know, I would love, Elvin, to come to the UK, please, anytime. I have never been to the UK. I would so love to go to the UK. I don't know if I will be there for a convention, but I can positively say that the fam is planning a vacation next year in 27, because I think on the West End there's going to be a production of Sunday in the Park with George with Elphaba, our little Ariana Grande, and Jonathan, I forget the guy's name, super good-looking guy in Wicked. I can't think of his name. I think it's Jonathan something. Anyway, it's going to be those two. So we are definitely going to go to the UK at that point, which has always, intrigued me. I mean, obviously, my last name is Baldwin. It's sort of like the ancestral homeland. And I have also always been a really huge fan of Charles Dickens. And anyone that knows my origin story as an actor knows how integral A Christmas Carol and Charles Dickens is to me becoming an actor. So I've always wanted to go to London especially and walk the streets that Dickens himself walked. I look forward to doing that very, very much. And I happen to like warm beer, so I think we're going to get along just fine. And you know what? I tweeted about it, but I have yet to try beans on toast. I haven't done it yet. I have the British beans. I have the toast. I just haven't. I feel like that's something maybe I should try on camera. And anyway, all right. Since I will, before this happens, folks. Once I get to the unscripted part, I'm thinking about starting in October and then moving into December. I'm going to be reading, because I find that when I go to sleep at night, I really love to listen to, calm voices that just help me go to sleep. And I think, well, I think I might could bore people to sleep. Everyone seems to enjoy the Iroh intonations of it all. I am doing very well tonight. The Black Phoenix, I'm doing very well indeed. As well as a 65-year-old dude could be, which is actually pretty darn good. Anyway, and I'm staying on task. I'm remembering what I talked about. Starting in October, I will begin reading The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I will just read. It'll be another night, and I will read through the books. I'll read the books. And then, starting probably in late November, I'm very excited because I am gonna read A Christmas Carol for everybody. So I look forward to that very much. Something to look forward to coming to you October 2026. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. They're gonna be doing Sunday in the Park with George live on stage in the West End in 27, which is a Sondheim musical. And again, as you know, I love Pacific Overtures and Stephen Sondheim in general. But I'm rambling. It happens. Let's play the game. Here we go. What do I have here? Oh, I only have $8. That is not good. And I don't know if I want... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Out of ammo. I want the next button. I want my next weapon. Where's my weapons? There we go. There's my trusty wrench. There's... All hail Aku, eh? Oh, well... Aku is going to come in handy because somebody's attacking me. What's here? I don't know. Oh, it's one of these guys. Oh, I hate those guys. Okay, I am going to... Do I even have any ammo at all? Oh, I do.
I think you bought a
Yeah, machine gun him. Thank you, Matt. Ah! Oh, yeah, we'll load that bad boy up. All right. I know now. You, mister.
You will
I
come
got it.
to a better place.
Yeah, what do you think of that? My inner Aku definitely comes out when I'm playing this game. Someone I said is that Uncle Iroh would never embrace violence. Well, here's the thing, guys, and this is very important, guys, to remember. I am not Uncle Iroh. Anyone that knows me will absolutely tell you that I am absolutely not Uncle Iroh. Okay, now, if memory serves me correctly, I'm just looking around trying to get pictures of leadhead spicers, I believe.
spider
Spider splicers is what I want. Have I been here? Ooh, this is kind of creepy looking. All right, let's see what's here. Oh, I would remember that clock. Here we go. Wow. Ooh, in the jet postal. All right, here we go. All right, we'll see what's here.
Been in here before, but you've never been in
This one here? Well, here we go. Thank you, Matt. Ooh, there might be some shit in here that I can get. All right, I'll take a hint. All right, what's my hint? Oh. That was great, man. Two of them, just like that. I'm getting better with the aiming, although I do love my beloved wrench. Search. Oh, new subs, Late Fate 420. 420, I like your nom de plume there, my friend. I would join you, but I got to sing a pretty complicated song later. Perhaps after the song. I'm a little worried about the song tonight. It's an Italian song, and the rhythm of it is complicated. It goes very quickly, so hopefully, it won't suck. But if it does suck, what the hell? I'm amongst friends, which has been one of the coolest things doing the show for me to realize. I'm an actor, so you want everything to be good, right? You want everything to be all right, where am I going? Oh, you guys, I hate you guys. I think I got it, though. I think I got it. How many people does he need? How many boys? How many girls? How many people? For those of you new, I do burst into song periodically quite a lot. So, please do not be alarmed. Usually they are of a musical theater sort of background. Oh, I saw you, dude. Oh, first aid. I hate these fucking things. Oh, spider. Oh, take a picture?
Yeah, you did.
Boom. There we go.
The camera is a gun.
The camera is a gun. A spider splicer. Well, subject is dead. He's good and dead. 2 of 3. Oh, I didn't mean to take. All right, I need another. I'm gonna need another weapon. Oh, that's always fun. I'm sorry, guys. I feel terrible. It never gets old. And I must say, in these uncertain times in which we find ourselves, there is something wonderfully cathartic about just whacking the shit out of something with a wrench, right? In fact, I'm gonna, just for the heck of it. Hey, you didn't need that arm, did you? You know what? Just because. You know what? Things suck right now. I mean, not completely. Everything's... enough of that. I could go on and off. I think we've all probably been doom scrolling all day anyway. Let's not doom scroll here. As my friends in Monty Python might say, life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show. Just keep laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. Come on, everybody. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Punctuated. Corpse search. Ooh, I'll take that. Take that, and I will. Is anything in these books? There's books, but you know, briefcase. Oh, thank you. You need some money too. Is that money? No, it looks like mail. He just gave. Yes, I just gave Aku a hand. So, back to Godfather. So, have you guys watched Godfathers? If you haven't seen it, you really should see the movie. And also, tying into our other theme tonight, have you guys tried beer? Beer is awesome. This could use, I think, perhaps a little more. I think I'd like it to be just a little sweeter. So, I am going to add just a little more amaretto to my drink because I always look on the bright side of life. There we go. Little amaretto. It's just so good.
Remind people of what you're drinking.
This, I am drinking a Godfather cocktail tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It is made with scotch and amaretto. 2 ounce and a half of scotch, half an ounce of amaretto. That's it. That's all we got. Put that over there. Oh, the other side of my poor old man body. All right. Here we go. I don't know if I've been here. Yes, I have.
I don't think you fully explored this area.
This area, I need to keep going.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I jump through there?
No, but there's a door to your right.
There we go. Thank you. Oh, there's some shit in here I can use. Drink. I like coffee. I love tea. I love the job of jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea. I forget the rest of it. I know it ends with a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Yeah, well, I had a double of Jameson earlier. We're good for you, me boy. Good for you. I like. Now, what is my favorite color? Actually, it's a blue. My absolute favorite color is the color of the sky. I love that sky blue color. And I am so lucky that we live in New Mexico. And the sky here is huge. You can see forever. And the sky here. Also, fun fact, a lot of people don't know this. Albuquerque is only 200 feet lower than Denver. So we are almost a mile high here. And I do think sometimes just because you're closer to the sun, the light here is just more intense, and the color of the sky is more intense. Oh, I'm sorry, your beer has gluten in it. I'm sorry. Have you tried mead? Is mead have gluten? I don't know. I think they just opened a meadery near here, which would be sort of interesting. I had some interesting experiences with mead many, many years ago. Hello, X-Breaking Grace X. It's nice that I have the monitor so I can see it much better, or my glasses have gotten better. I don't know which. Hello, my honey. I am in a singing mood tonight, which is weird.
You know, someone earlier asked if you had a singing role, would you prefer to sing as a hero or a villain?
Oh. You know, I've always sang primarily as a character actor. So you know what? I don't know if I ever. I mean, I guess literally in junior high school I played Fagin in Oliver. So Fagin is sort of a villain. Honestly, the musicals. Well, I've talked about how much I would very much love to do to play Scrooge again. Maine, we got snow. Late, you're in Maine? You're in Maine, late fate 420? I would love, that is on my bucket list. That is, if there is any fan convention at all in Maine, it's on my bucket list. It's a place that I would love to go. Both Melissa and I have been huge Stephen King fans all of our life, so it almost feels a little bit like we sort of know Maine anyway. So that is a place on my bucket list. I've been lots of places in America. I have not been to Alaska, and I have not been to Maine, and I would very much like to go to both places. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Miss Molly is in the building. Say hello to Molly. All right, I'm going to say hello to Molly, but I'm going to be, because otherwise I'll get killed. So, here, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to this is our girl Molly. Molly. This is Molly. If you haven't met Molly, her full name is the unsinkable Molly Magoo Brown. She was a rescue from Las Cruces. We've had her we had you about a year and a half. And Molly just completed, can you guys see me? Probably now I'm coming into frame. Molly poor old Molly, she acquired heartworms, which is weird because we give her the pills. We think she might have acquired the heartworms when she was at the shelter in Espanola. But Molly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as of last week, Molly has gone through her heartworm treatment, and she is heartworm free, baby. If you guys have never done this before, when the dogs actually have heartworms, what they have to do, and this is what's so tricky, to kill the heartworm without killing the Molly. So, and what you have to do, because it gets into her heart, and once she has the treatment, which is there to literally just kill the worms in her heart, which sounds disgusting, and yet there you have it. You have to keep these dogs very, very calm for like 8 weeks, because you don't want them to get too excited, because if they run and they play and they get excited, then you run the risk of their heart beating very fast, and some of these dying worms or dead worms will clog up an artery, and it can be very bad. So if you have dogs, especially if you live in a humid sort of climate, sort of wet climate, give your dogs heartworm medication, because it's a really bad thing, and the treatment is difficult just because you got to keep them quiet. And Molly's a little girl that likes to run and play. But she made it through. She made it through the rain. I am in a musical mood tonight, ladies and gentlemen, which is sort of surprising because I've been doom scrolling all day. But hey, who knows? Life is weird. Here's to you, my friends.
Tea is wonderful, but have you tried alcohol?
And need a little more amaretto. It's like I said in my scripted portion. Oh no, I'm fine now. I'm fine. It needs that balance. Too much scotch. Oklahoma, I'm going to be coming back. I can't say it because I have to remember, just because I signed the contract, I can't talk about it unless the fan convention has specifically said I'm going to be there. So anything I might have just said about Oklahoma, you didn't hear me say. You absolutely did not hear. But in Oklahoma, absolutely, you're going to need. And my God, we're from Houston. Houston, absolutely. And see, the weird thing is, both in Los Angeles, where we lived for 30 years, and now we live in New Mexico, there didn't used to be mosquitoes in either Los Angeles or New Mexico. Albuquerque's a very, very dry. I mean, bone dry. Sometimes we're looking at like 5%, 10% humidity. And yet we do have mosquitoes here. But, this climate change thing, that's a hoax. It's a hoax. I'm joking. All right, I'm going to get back to the game. I'm going to kill something. It feels like I should do something. I'll take the camera. I'll take that. I need, I think, one more picture before I can move on. Well, that's just empty shelves. Empty corpses. What's over here? Oh, there could be some. Oh. Thank you. I'll take that. Books? Any books? If you guys had watched me play at the beginning you would be shocked at how much better I am. I used to just, Oh, you better run. Oh, you better run. You better run. Yeah, you want to run? Yeah. What do you think of that? But, oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh, that's going to sting. That has got to sting. Where'd you go, buddy? Where's your corpse? I'm going to see if you got anything for me. Oh, he ran. I didn't get him? That fucking coward. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll throw a smoke grenade at you, buddy. Where are you? All right, I think I might need some I'll search that. No grenades. What are you doing? Oh, it's you. It's that guy. I hate the thing up in the air. So should I get that chain tattoo? I can't decide. I kind of like it. But I also kind of, I wear a watch and I already have something on my right, wrist.
I think you should wait until you get further in the game.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. At this rate, I should finish the game. You know what? I think I might end it by the end of the year. I think we might. Do we need film, hypos, I mean, what the hell, right? Potato chips. Yeah, I'll take some potato chips. Thank you. $41. All right, I think maybe I need to. There we go. Oh, out of ammo. I'm out of ammo for machine gun. Oh, fuck. All right, this is not good. Not good. What do I have except my...
It's okay. They're not after you anymore.
All right, good. They've let... Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, Magoo. You've done it again. I'm sure most of you guys probably grew up playing this game, and you're probably like, oh my God, this old dude, does he have any idea what he's doing? The answer would be no.
But you're getting better every time.
I am getting better. What I think, I talked to Melissa at some point. How many? 6 levels away? Well, that's pretty good. At some point, my lovely wife Melissa will join me here as a special guest star, and we thought what might be fun because I do have the Nintendo 50 collection. So Melissa and I might play a Pac-Man, just like we used to many years ago when I used to wait for her at Bennigan's, go to pick her up at night. And if anybody, no one here knows what I'm Bennigan's, no one knows, man. It was the Chili's of the late 70s, early 80s, I guess you could say. So we got The Godfather. Also, guys, feel free to talk about beer. Does anybody have a specific beer that they particularly enjoy? There's a beer that they used to make out of Glendale, near where we lived in Burbank. It's called Mango Cart. Really wonderful beer. Fruity, but it's not too mango-y. It's actually pretty good. Pretty darn good. But tonight I'm drinking my Godfather cocktail. And after I sing the song, I might switch to something else. But the song requires a little bit more attention. It's a little more complicated than the songs I've sung in the past. So I think it's best that I remain moderately sober because I don't want to subject you guys to something that sucks, you know? All right. Anything else here, Matt? I mean...
I think there might be a little bit of loot left, but other than that, no.
Keep good this way? No.
Yeah.
This way.
I don't think you fully went all the way back here. Also, you should probably switch off the machine gun because you don't have any.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's probably true.
I think you still had some pistol. Or the shotgun.
Do I have shotgun?
You do.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's do some shotgun. That shotgun is a very effective weapon. Yeah, bandages. All right, I'll apply those.
So, if you look up, that is what's summoning the flying.
Oh, so can I kill it? Can I shoot it?
Yeah, no, it's dead.
Oh, well, that was how fortuitous.
Whenever you see one of those, if they look at you, they're going to summon flying guys to shoot it.
Oh, Jack, late fate fourth. You're drinking Jack Daniels and Coke. That was bourbon and Coke was my parent. All right, I'm gonna get killed. Bourbon and Coke was my parents' favorite drink. On the 420 show, I will be doing a version of bourbon and Coke in honor of my parents. It's a good drink. This particular bourbon and Coke. Let's just say the Coke, if you were fortunate enough to live in a state where cannabis products are legal, I swear to God, you can go to the liquor store. The liquor store sells cannabis-infused beverages, beer, tea, Coke, That's all I'm saying. That's in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited about that particular show. I am a stoner from way back, ladies and gentlemen. Unrepentant stoner since 1979. I got it? I got it. Hi, what do you think of that, buddy? I must have... Oh, there is that another one. Damn, man, you guys are fucking... Did I get it? I think I got it. Or maybe not. The machine you just hacked is friendly. I'm not sure what that means. Anything back... Oh, I don't think I've really been back here. Can I get through there?
Gotta go around. Go your right.
This way?
Down.
All the way down here?
Left. Left again.
There we go. What the heck's that?
So, when the thing on the wall sees you, the camera,
Yeah?
and the flying guys start coming after you, you can come to one of these and it will shut down the timer. So they'll stop you.
Oh, so that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, now there's nothing left in here, so.
A killer nightclub in Akko City, Jack and Coke. I am happy to go.
And if you guys should ever encounter me at a hotel bar at fan conventions, I do enjoy Boulevardiers. I'm just saying, if you should happen to, run across your old Iro 2.0, I always appreciate a Boulevardier.
We were wrong.
In these times, any alcohol will do. But Boulevardier is what I like, or an old-fashioned Manhattan, all sort of in the general same, wheelhouse. Hello, I know it's got to be you, right? It had to be you. It had to be. I think I already sang that song. All right, I'm going here. I will use first aid. Clearly, I need to have a little first aid. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep on trucking.
I think there's a guy behind you shooting.
Oh, so there is. That was fun. Surprise! How you like that, huh? I don't know why I was suddenly all Texas, but it does kind of work. Y'all know what I mean? It's funny. I'm going to Dallas next week, and my parents were both from Texas. I grew up in Texas. I grew up with a very pronounced Texas accent because you learn accents from the people you're around. And we moved from Dallas to Denver, Colorado, early 70s. And all the other kids made fun of my Texas accent. And that is why to this day, if I had any accent at all, my accent, I sound like I'm somebody from Colorado, I suppose, which is just a basic, Midwestern accent. But I go back to Texas. And it does start creeping in, y'all. It does start creeping in. Even today, I do find myself sometimes with my A's. Even just when I'm speaking, even tonight, my A's sometimes do. You can sort of still hear that. You can still hear the Texas in it.
And it's kind of appropriate because that was originally going to be the voice for Atlas. Right?
That's right. That is right. The original voice for Atlas. For those of you that didn't know, okay. Die when I'm telling a story. See what I did there, folks? Comedy. It's called acting. University of Houston Theater Department, my friends. That's where I learned it. Anyway, okay, what the hell was I talking about? I was making some sort of point. Atlas, thank you very much. If you guys are just tuning in, you don't know the show, or me, I originally recorded both Atlas and Fontaine. they had me do Atlas. As you guys all know, Atlas was recorded by Carl Hanover, and it is that Irish accent, which is so lovely and lilting. When I recorded Atlas, they had me do him as a Southerner, it was sort of in my Texas roots. So it was a very much, well, would you kindly, would you kindly, would you kindly? And what they discovered in the testing groups is that people did not trust that voice. And with Atlas, it is very important that you trust Atlas. By the way, don't trust Atlas. Spoiler alert, don't trust Atlas. And as far as Fontaine, see, I just did it. You can hear the Texas coming out occasionally in those A's. Fontaine, it sort of has almost becomes an I, but who gives a shit, right? Anyway, I'm not sure. I did record Fontaine. I'm not totally sure it's me. It doesn't sound like me. I'm credited as Fontaine. I received reuse fees for Fontaine. Me. And if, that's a pretty big if. Not only am I not a great video game player, but I also tend to stop and just talk a lot. If we ever get to the end of BioShock and actually get to hear Fontaine, I think we can all sort of listen to it ourselves and decide, okay, was this Fontaine or not? I don't know. The night I made a Boulevardier. Honestly, I believe you spelled it correctly, my friend. Timeless Conundrum. That is exactly correct. A Boulevardier is a great drink. It's a Negroni, except with bourbon. You make it with bourbon, sweet vermouth, and Campari. Throw a little cherry into that, and baby, that is a fine drink. Also, I'm not hating my Godfather cocktail. You know what I mean? I think maybe let's see if I just play the game with Don Corleone. Now look, I'm in the tux. I got the mustache. Take off the glasses. Of course, I can't see you talking to me. But, for that matter, I can't see the game. So perhaps good idea. You come to me, you think you can shoot me, huh? You think it's so easy to kill your Don? I don't think so. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm gonna fuck you up. Assassin's Creed 2, and I remember it. Oh, hello. Boom! That was a beautiful shot. I was recording Assassin's Creed 2, and I wasn't anybody important in Assassin's Creed 2. I was just, a guy, random voice guy, just, wandering around. But what I do remember is I was recording Assassin's Creed 2. I think it was somewhere in Santa Monica. I forget where. I think definitely in Santa Monica Boulevard, West Hollywood. And we'd gone for about an hour and a half. And they said, okay, let's take a break. So I was in the green room, and suddenly everybody starts freaking out. And I will always remember Assassin's Creed 2 because Michael Jackson had died. That's what I remember about the recording session for Assassin's Creed 2 was out of nowhere, because who expected Michael Jackson to die? However, just because I did see the film this week, the science fiction film, Project Hail Mary. Loved it. Melissa and I saw Project Hail Mary. Loved it very much. Ryan Gosling is impossibly good looking, and I should hate him, but I actually don't because he's so freaking likable. The dude, I would like to know, and I still haven't checked, I would like to know who did the voice of the alien, because that was some great, do you know who did the voice?
Yeah, I do.
It was some great voice work, man. It was really good voice work. And I think I said that because I was thinking about some other movies that I would like to see in the trailers. Certainly, The Mandalorian and Grogu, duh, of course. And this is that. Now I know where I was. I thought the Michael movie looks pretty good. I thought the movie about Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsody, was wonderful, and I think it's the same director. And I honestly think that I'm on board. I am on board with going to see the Michael. So who was the voice actor?
James Ortiz.
James Ortiz. Anybody know James Ortiz?
Apparently, he's a professional puppeter.
Really? Oh, because it's like, oh, that name is not familiar to me.
Theater artist.
And voiceover, the voice acting community is pretty small. Actually, we all tend to sort of know each other. And I thought, so he's actually the puppeteer. He was probably actually the puppeteer for the actual puppet. Wonderful film, beautiful film. My go-to order at the movie theater is, I know everybody likes popcorn at the movies, right? Who doesn't love buttered popcorn? And I know they've been sitting in there for hours. They're probably not good, but I love a good hot dog at the movie theater. That is my go-to. I like a hot dog, just mustard, and I love a Coke Icy. When I worked at DreamWorks, I did work at DreamWorks. Not only did I work at Disney, but I worked at DreamWorks in their legal department as a credits administrator. And the cool thing about DreamWorks, I don't know if this is still the case, but they offered both breakfast and lunch for free. And I mean, they had everything. They had a grill station. You could have a made-to-order cheeseburger every day. Salad stations, buffet stations. And I swear to God, they had an icy machine. And the ices were free. I mean, talk about luxury, man. DreamWorks, I enjoyed working at DreamWorks. It was a good company. It was a kinder, gentler company, I think, than Disney, although they were ultimately a company, and Jeffrey Katzenberg sold the company, and Comcast came in, and then it became more like Disney. I'm bad-mouthing Disney and DreamWorks, all these companies that will never hire me again, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you're right. A movie Coke Icy is the best. It's, and you also got to wait for it to, as it slowly freezes, some of it'll freeze too much. You got to wait for it to melt a little bit. I'm actually, oddly, not a huge fan of the movie houses where you go in and you can actually bring you entire meals and cocktails and such. It's sort of distracting to me to have the people, wondering about serving your order. And again, I don't need a hamburger or, breakfast tacos at the movie theater. I need a hot dog and a Coke Icy. That's what I need. But I am rather excited about the coming movie season. And the cool thing about getting a little bit older is we get to go see movies at like 10:30 in the morning on a Tuesday, which is fantastic. And you know what? Let's go to 45, I think. Yeah, let's go to 45. We can go a little while longer. I know I should be playing the game, guys, but I really kind of enjoy talking, and I also enjoy looking at the chat and chatting with you guys as well. A cherry-flavored slushie and 2 bags of Swedish fish. All right, there was an old. Is anyone familiar with an old movie snack called Sugar Babies? Anybody ever hear of this? There were Sugar Daddies, which is like a sucker, and it's basically just caramel. But Sugar Babies were these little caramel bites of sugar. They're little bitty beads of caramelized sugar. We are playing Iroh today, my friend, the rusty doorknob. And we're not playing Iroh, we're playing BioShock. Wait a minute, I'm the second voice of Iroh. I think this is a little stronger than I thought, although I don't think so. Just this is my first drink of the day, And I'm not that familiar. Scotch, I don't drink a lot of. First time chatter, long time fan? Well, welcome, my friend. And I'm glad that I'm glad you guys love listening. I like to talk. I do like to tell the story of one of the first fan conventions we ever went to was right here in Albuquerque. And the reps from the convention came up to me and said, all right, Mr. Baldwin, it's time for your panel. And I didn't even know I was doing a panel. I had no idea. Sugar Babies are still around, Wolf? They're still around? All right, I have got to have some Sugar Babies. Terrible for my teeth, but I swear to God, these things are like, I've never had crack, but if I had crack, well, I'm in Albuquerque. It shouldn't be that hard to find crack. Probably I could go out to Central. It wouldn't be a problem. But Sugar Babies, man. I'm sure they still make them. I haven't seen them at the movie theater, but maybe I'll just order them online. Maybe I'll have some on the show. Definitely give me a hype, man. Your little espresso and some sugar babies, baby. Yeah, all right, let's go.
Maybe for the 420s.
Yeah, no, I think the 420 show, man. I think sugar babies and espresso would harsh my groove, baby. Don't want to harsh my groove. All right, it's almost 44. Okay, I think I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to go on. I'm going to do a musical selection. I hope I get it right. This one's a little bit tricky. It has these Italian syncopations, so hopefully I don't fuck it up. If I do, you are my nieces and my nephews. I know that you will forgive me. I'll see you guys on the other side. You know, every culture has its stories. In Sicily, stories have a way of sounding like music, even when they're about things polite people rarely discuss. Fun beer fact number 3, ales ferment warm and fast. Lagers ferment cold and slow, like revenge against a sworn enemy. And there was Barzini all along, but I digress. Anyway, I came across tonight's musical selection not that long ago. It is an old Sicilian folk song, passed down from voice to voice and generation to generation. On the surface, it does have a kind of a somber charm to it, a lilt, if you will, a rhythm. You might even catch yourself smiling during the first few bars, but listen more closely. It's the tragic tale of a gambler, an unlucky man who believes that luck might eventually turn in his favor. Spoiler alert, it does not. He loses and loses and loses. He owes money, not to a friend, not to a bank, but to a man of influence, a man incapable of forgiveness. Now, this song follows him as the walls begin to close in on him. He begins to realize that there is no clever way out of his situation. The song is unabashedly sentimental, and it does carry a kind of affection for its hapless subject, even as it walks him toward his grisly fate. His story ends not with redemption, but with consequences. Make too many losing bets, pay the price. Or, as we say here in 2026, fuck around and find out. Hit it, baby. Come and listen to the story of my paisan Leonardo. Leonardo was a gambler and he gambled at the track. Lady Luck did not reward him, ran toward him, she ignored him, and his life was very hard, oh. Now he owes Don Vito money and he cannot pay it back. Godfather, I'm much too young to die. Godfather, don't shoot me in the eye. Godfather, don't dismember and destroy. Don't make my mama see just how they massacre her boy, huh? Leo ducks into a bar, smokes a cigar, sips on a Negroni. Picks another losing pony, Leonardo has no chance. In walks Vito Corleone with a crony, Will call Tony, and a face so very stony.
And when Leonardo see the Don, he soil his underpants. Godfather, my situation's dire. Godfather, don't choke me with a wire. Godfather, I'd rather not be dead. Signore, por favore, don't cut off the horse's head. Godfather, please let me be your friend. Godfather, don't let this be my end. Godfather, death is not what I prefer. Let me not see Luca Brazzi, please and grazie, thank you, sir. Godfather, I'll pay back every cent. Godfather, if my skull you do not dent. Godfather, I pledge loyalty to you. If you must, it's only just feel free to bust an arm or two. Godfather, let me sing another verse. Godfather, before they send the hearse. Godfather, almost time for me to fly. Just like Fredo, I'll be deado. As I said, oh no, goodbye. Godfather, fit me for the heavy shoes. Godfather, though I wish I could refuse. Godfather, send me off to see my tomb. The suffering you're offering is gonna sting and bring my doom. Still you the king, I kiss your ring, so bada bing and bada boom.
Guys, first off, I don't mean to brag. As an actor, I'm all right. Lots of people do it way better. As a mimic, I'm pretty good. As an impersonator, but from a very early age, I have been a pretty good parody lyric writer. And I don't like to brag, but especially on the colonoscopy song and on that song, I write those lyrics myself. As a parody lyricist. I don't brag. I am bragging. I'm a fucking bomb. I think that's why of all the celebrities that I ever met, and Lauren can attest to this because you were with me, meeting Weird Al Yankovic. Man, that was because he's just the parody lyrics, the dude was literally the greatest. Anyway, that was kind of a rough song to sing because it goes very fast. I'm glad I got through it, so I'm going to have a little more of this. And if you'll excuse me. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. All righty. Now we are off and running. Back to the world of rapture. Somewhere beyond the sea. My love's waiting for me. Anybody see that musical in New York? A Good Friends in Has-Been Hotel. Erica, I think, was in it. Erica, who I think is the lead in Has-Been Hotel. I love that show. It's a musical, for God's sake, and a really good one. Very excited. We're actually going to get to go see, next month, we're going to go and visit my son in New York. In Brooklyn, so it's always fun. If you guys have never, yes, I did write. Yeah, I love writing lyrics. Next week,
Wait, you wrote the lyrics for this most recent song?
yeah, for the most recent song. Yeah, that was me. Yeah. It's amazing what you can do with a rhyming dictionary. It's always been something I enjoy doing. I probably rhyme a little bit too heavily, but I like heavy rhyming. And fun fact about me, this is how much I love lyrics and lyrics writing. You probably can't see them. These are not actually the practical show lights that we use to light everything. These are just the bar lights. And weird idiosyncrasy of mine is that I name all of my smart lights. It makes it much, much easier to remember which light you want to come on. And the three lights we have in here, taken all together, they're called Lights Please, the entire group, because it's fun to go on the karaoke stage and say, Lights Please, and Lights Please will come up. But they are literally, this one here, this light over here is named Oscar. named for Oscar Hammerstein II, one of the greatest lyricists of all time. The second is named for Alan J. Lerner, who wrote My Fair Lady, one of the most perfect musicals ever written, Camelot, Brigadoon. It's named for Alan J. Lerner. Fun fact about Alan J. Lerner, married 7 times. Alan is always the problematic one, too. You would think. He's always the one that is breaking down or fucking up. And this light over here, well, that, my friends, his name is Stephen. After the immortal Stephen Sondheim. I never met any of these. These guys are heroes to me. And in their own way, I know when you listen to a song, certainly the music is very important because the music. Why? Thank you very much, Miscalculation. I enjoyed writing, putting on the shits. I didn't enjoy living putting on the shits quite so much, but I came out on the other side of it. And going back to Michael Jackson, that sleep drug, that propofol or whatever it's called, the sleep, it puts you down. That shit is the bomb. It's what killed him, because I think he had somebody actually administering that drug to him. But it is so weird if you've ever been ever had a medical procedure, and it's so weird to just be talking, and they will always say, okay, you're going to feel something a little cold, and that's about all. And then literally the next thing is, Mr. Baldwin, welcome back. It is the weirdest thing. I had I had real surgery was on my ankle. I had a rod and 3 screws put into my left ankle, and that was like a 3-hour surgery. And that was the real deal. That's with the actual anesthesiologist with the thing over, you're counting back. Very strange, very, very strange experience.
Did you finish telling your story about the lights? I stopped you when you said that one over there.
Did I? Oh, yeah, about Stephen. Yeah, that's Stephen. How these are all names. Yeah, yep. Okay. Yeah, Oscar, Alan, and Stephen. The other lights, the bar lights, they're named after, these 2 directly over me are named after bars that Propofol, Lauren, something like that. Propofol. That's a hell of a drug, I got to tell you. And I've enjoyed a lot of them in my life. But that one, I can see why, especially if you had sleep issues, as I think Michael Jackson did, it would be the bomb, but it's also very, very dangerous because it's a serious drug. I enjoy it once a year. I have to go back again next year for another colonoscopy because they you don't want to hear about it. Enough about that. You don't want to hear about why. We don't want to talk about that. But I have to go back again, which means we get another colonoscopy show. Although maybe not. As Melissa told me, they say that next time I'm going to have to do a much more intense prep than what I had before. The last prep was an over-the-counter, and my understanding is the prep I'm going to have to do means I can't eat for 2 days. Oh, wow. And 2 days is a lot of time. And no booze, no food, I'm going to be cranky. And they say you can't have any weed either, but, who knows? With a little weed never hurt anybody. We shall see. I have been, though, very lucky, and as a gentleman of my age and certainly of my habits, that I have not had any more medical issues than I have. My blood pressure, I think, literally going into the procedure was 129/80, and that's good. That's a good blood pressure reading. It makes no sense. I eat whatever I want. I don't. I exercised once, 1979. I don't exercise. And now Melissa walks. I swear to God, Melissa walks 5 miles a day. It's amazing. She walks the dogs and she walks herself. And walking in Albuquerque is actually. I sometimes enjoy it myself. If you have never been to Nuevo Mexico, and you are interested in exploring the West, I highly recommend New Mexico. It is the land of enchantment for a reason. There is something, dare I say it, almost magical about this place. And I think it is, maybe it's because I can have water. I can have water. Thank you, 3 tries. I can have water in those 2 days, but not after probably about 8 hours before the procedure. After the, yeah, I know, Lauren, I know it'll screw up the, but I always tell the anesthesiologist, I tell them when I go in, I say, guys, you need to understand, I have enjoyed weed since 1979 and I enjoy it on the daily. And they say, oh, thank you for letting us know that because oh, we're gonna have oh no, that's gonna suck. We're gonna have to up your anesthesia. You know, it's not a lot of fun, but it also kind of I don't like the prep, but I kind of like the experience of it. I like the drugs. I like this idea of just going out and then just coming back, and I especially like it when they come back and say. I mean, literally, my doctor, literally, as I was recovering, I was there in recovery. She says to me, "Oh well, our good news is you don't have colon cancer," which is they never tell you that. They always will say, "Oh, we got to send it away." And she literally said, "Oh, you don't have colon cancer." So I don't have colon cancer. That's a good thing. Shall we play some Rapture? Will we return to Rapture, or shall I just keep talking about my? Let me tell you about my procedure. My bowel movements are pretty good right now. I'm on lisinopril and Simvastatin. That's what old people do. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't mind being old, though. I like being old. My pocket full of fucks is seriously depleted, and that is a cool thing.
You have lots of stories to tell us.
I do have a lot. I have lived a life. Melissa and I have lived a very interesting life. I don't regret it at all. Probably could have been, get out a little weed. Now I'm going to get all, I could have been kinder, certainly at points in my life. I am very, very happy that this IRO miracle happened to me late in my life, where I could appreciate it, and because at this point in my life, I spent many years having a job, punching a clock, actually getting laid off. I know what that is, and because of that, I appreciate this so much more. Honestly, I think if I have had this sort of voice acting success when I was 25, jeez. I mean, I was an asshole anyway when I was 25. I can't imagine what would have happened if I had had this sort of success. And I think that is, I feel bad for young people where this sort of thing happens because I think it stunts you a little bit. I think it's good to actually go out and live life a little bit and actually have a job and have a job that you don't want to go to. I remember I was late. I was laid off from Disney twice. And this particular time, I finally had another job. I found another job, and I was the screen credits administrator for Marvel Studios. And at the time, they were not on the Disney lot, and it was weird. I remember, and this was after I had been cast as Iroh, years after. When I thought, once I was cast as Iroh, I thought, baby. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. We're going to get rich. Didn't really happen that way. And I went to work for Marvel, and I had to literally drive from Burbank to Manhattan Beach. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Los Angeles, but Burbank to Manhattan Beach is, although only about 20 miles as the crow flies, on the 405, you're talking about probably about 2 hours each way. And I remember I would finally drive there, and I would get to the lot there in Manhattan Beach, and the studios had this giant, big, by the gate, this giant big marquee for their soundstage, and it said, and I will never forget it, welcome to what's next. And every day I would look at this, welcome to what's next. And I thought, okay, well, I guess this is what's next. I recorded Uncle Iroh. I already have done these things, but I still have to drive 2 hours to do this job. And I don't want to, it was a good job. It supported my family for many years. Both Melissa and I were screen credits administrators. And that's another story I'll tell you sometime. But I remember thinking, I thought that Iroh was going to change my life, and it didn't change my life, and this is what's next. It's just an endless and what was I actually told Gray this because part of my job was I was be spelling the names and having to spell the names of actors on the show that I worked with. I told Gray, oh yeah, I spelled your name when it was Gray Griffin, and now it's Gray Delisle. I got to know how to do that. It was an interesting lesson in humility, and at the time I hated it. Now with a little distance on the other side of it, I appreciate it. It was very important, I think, for me to understand that. And the weird thing is, when I was cast as Iroh, again, I was a big league. So what's going to happen now? This is going to change our life, man. It's going to change our life. It did change our life, but not on the time scale that we thought it was going to change our life. I still had to drive to Manhattan Beach. I still had to look every morning at that welcome to what's next. This is what's next. Yes, spelling the names for actors that you've actually worked with. But then flash forward to 2020, it did change my life because Netflix picked up the show at exactly the right time, and Avatar went from being what was widely considered to be a really, really good, well-written show, and it went from that to the greatest show, one of the greatest shows of all time. So, you know, I mean, I think about it now again, and that is the beauty of having a little age on you, because you can look back on your life and you can sort of, you know, connect the dots. You can say, I was at this you know, and there have been many points in my life where there's a juncture, and I'm sure there are in your lives too, where this is a juncture. I could make this decision or I could make this decision. There are two decisions. And every decision I ever made at those junctures led me to here. And yeah, this isn't such a bad place to be. Honestly, sitting here tonight, playing BioShock, you know, drinking a Godfather cocktail, having a little weed, talking with all of you here tonight. It's a great gift. But you know what? That's great. Blah, blah, blah. Wise. Let's go blow up some shit, frankly. You know, like that. Can I? Boom. What do you think of that? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay. Boom. All right. This. All right. I know I'm wasting ammo, but come on, baby. This is fun. Boom. There you go. Now the splicers will trip. Ooh. Oh, and by the way. One shot. One shot. All right, baby. What you got for me? You got anything good for me? I will take it. Take some dollars. I will take all that. I could use some money. We could all use some money. Are those cocktails? No, those are candles. Oh, have I been up here?
You've been in here a couple times, but I don't think you've fully explored this upstairs area.
Well, clearly there's been some violence. Some violence happened here, definitely. Have I searched you? You know what? Boom! I shot you in the ass. You know what? Just because times are hard, we all need to grow. You know, we need to blow off a little steam, so boom! Look at Uncle Iroh. Aku is in the driver's seat now. I will find a samurai. I will kill him. Right, I don't remember this. Ooh, I don't remember that.
Can you take out your wrench?
Boom. Yeah, man.
And then you turn to your right, you look at the wall, there's like a painting like covering.
Yeah.
There's something behind. Oh, guess not. Sorry.
Andrew Ryan's favorite gal. I'm having fun tonight. You guys having fun? I'm having fun. I love this. I actually, when I first started doing the show, I was incredibly nervous about it. Kind of look forward to it. It's kind of a great deal of fun. Oh, hello, boom. You know what? Do I need to take his picture?
No.
I can take his shit though.
Yeah.
And you know, just for the hell of it, boom. I'm sorry. A little bit. How you like that, huh? How you like that? Boom. Boom. All right. Enough of the gore. It is cathartic, though. I don't know what that is.
So if you had your electricity equipped, you could open that door.
Oh, do I?
I think you have the fire, you have the thing that...
Yeah, I've got incinerate and security bullseye, whatever that is. That song gets in your head. You guys like the song? I hope you guys like the song.
Good song.
It was hard to sing, man. I was paranoid about that one.
Okay, go to your right.
Usually I'm pretty
I
good.
don't think you've gone in that.
But I haven't gone in here? Oh no, I have not been in here. I do not recognize the mattress. Hey, we're going to the mattresses. Ooh, there might be something in there. All right. All right, we'll try.
Might be a little harder now that you've had Godfather cocktail and some...
Yeah, I know. Might be. But you never know, man. Sometimes it works out, they're great. In fact, speaking of which. All right, I'll ask the chat. Should I have another hit? What do you guys think?
It's gonna be a while.
It'll be another one. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Delayed by around
You know,
right now.
well, you know what? Okay, I'm not waiting on you guys. So
Executive
here we go. Executive decision here. Life is good, ladies and gentlemen. It's great. I'm from the old days where you had to know a guy who knew a guy. It is so amazing to literally go to, and I swear to God, I think there's probably 3 dispensaries literally within walking distance of my house. So if you had grown up in a world where weed was something difficult to acquire, it's fantastic. I will never forget the first time in California where I had my medical license.
Here's some ammo on the floor.
That, oh, I'll take the proximity mine. Oh, I'll take that too. Anyway, I remember the first time I ever went to a dispensary in, thank you, Lauren and Jake. All right, it was too late. It's already been done.
Well, they agree with it.
Man, look at my hand, man. It's awesome. Look at that shit. No, I can handle my weed, folks. I can definitely handle my weed. I've been smoking weed since most of you were born. Enjoy it. And well, obviously, we will talk about that more on the 420 show. But I am truly, I do believe, a nicer and. I mean, I'm not always. Again, you guys only see a side of me. I'm not necessarily. I am not Uncle Ira. I'm Greg Baldwin. Do not. But I am a kinder human because of weed, I think, or certainly at least a more self-reflective human. And oh man, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna embrace my Snoop Dogg. Oh, in a perfect world, to smoke with Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson. Could anything possibly be cooler than that? Maybe. You would like to hear my best Jack? You would like to hear my best Jack impression? No, jump good. You can fly. No, jump good. I actually think I did do a Jack impression. I think Akub did a Jack impression in one of the episodes, I think. In season 5. Have I been here? Have I been here?
I think you fully explored this area now. Besides that.
Oh! Well, I haven't quite,
Oh, that's a spider specimen.
Oh, you're up there then, are you?
Take a picture of it.
I think I killed him.
You did.
Now I'll take your picture, motherfucker. All right. Sorry, guy. Sorry about my language. Actually, no, I'm not. I've always had a salty tongue.
Take a picture.
Boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom. And I think, is that the last one?
That's the last one you need.
Subject is penalty because subject was dead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay. All
So
right.
goal completed.
Goal completed. Photograph through. Okay, so now I can
And
keep
an
going.
arrow will come back.
Good. I want an arrow, man. There's my arrow. Me and my arrow. Straight up and narrow. Wherever we go, everyone knows it's me and my arrow. You guys are probably having no idea what the fuck I'm saying. First aid, 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 boom, boom, you know. All right. First aid, first aid, first aid. Oh, I can't imagine what it's like playing this on obviously I'm playing this on the easy level. I cannot imagine what it would be like on the hard level. All right, I am rolling in bucks now, baby. I'm gonna buy myself some decent booze. Is there not a little sister?
No. If you press pause, at the bottom of the screen, you can see it says.
Oh, so I already have. I've rescued them all. And what happens if you kill them? If you harvest them, that's a bad thing, right?
It gives you more Adam, but over time they give you gifts for saving them.
Oh, okay. So it's way better. You know,
Yeah.
you know they're little sisters, and you know you gotta come on anybody called a little sister.
You can be Aku for the enemies and Uncle Iroh for the
And Uncle Iroh for the. Can I jump over there? Ooh, I could. Look at that. Again, guys, if you had just seen me in the first night trying to simply move around.
No, in the first night, you couldn't even press jump and move forward.
Literally, we had a.
Right there, you just jumped over.
Yeah, I
the
did.
counter. It was
We
just night and day.
we had a party. We had a party the first night, and literally the people were after the very first night. People were coming over, and they were like, "Yeah, I enjoyed your show, but dude, you cannot play that game where it's shit, man." So I've gotten better. I have gotten better. Oh, look at that! Again, have I gotten better? That was a long shot, man. What do you think of that, baby? You know what? I know. I shouldn't. It's wasting ammo, but these are desperate times we live in, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you gotta take your cathartic moment where you get it. Me and my head. Now that song's in my head. And I know it's going to be in your head because you had to listen to me practice that for like 5 times. You're going to be hearing that tarantella in your head tonight.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Oh, I found out something interesting about my songs this week. I have been laboring under the assumption that I had to sing public domain songs on my karaoke to do it legally and be okay with Twitch and YouTube and all the others. So I would do, would Iroh smoke weed? Abso-fucking-lutely. What do you think? Absolutely, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, my friends, Iroh invented weed. You watching the stream, your little sister, and this is her first impression of me. Well, you have got literally bottom. You got to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. I probably should watch it again sometime. My problem is I can't watch it the way most people can watch it because the whole time I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm hearing the great Mako's voice in season 1 and 2, and then I'm hearing my voice in season 3, and my voice always, and I'm not trying to be humble. I'm not, because I'm not a humble man, believe it or not. But my voice, Zuko forgiveness scene, which I am proud of. I am very proud of that scene. But every time I watch that scene, I always like to think about what Mako would have done with a line like, "I was never angry with you. I was sad because I thought you lost your way." Ironically, it's a weird thing has happened. Maybe I've talked about this before. Mako recently, on like 3 separate occasions, has showed up in my dreams, which is interesting because the internet is wrong. I never met Mako. I never met him. I met his daughter. I met his grandson. I never met Mako in this plane of existence. But he has been showing up periodically in dreams, which is I will always wake up feeling like, oh, kind of cool, kind of like, oh my God, the maestro, the sensei actually has appeared in my dream and noticed me. But then I also start overthinking it, and it's like, oh, I hope he's not. Oh, we are preparing your place, Greg. You're going to love your apartment when you get up here. Marco, love you, baby, love you, but I like life. I like life. Life likes me. Life and I fairly fully agree. Life is fine. Life is good. Especially mine, which is just as it should be. I like shooting a gun, and why not? All right, enough of that. Otherwise, the estate of Leslie Brickis is going to come after me for singing songs from Scrooge. Yeah, I remembered. Singing. I thought that I was going to have to, late 420. I smoked for many, many years. I quit about 10 years ago. I'm glad I did. That being said, if they were to invent a cigarette tomorrow that was good for you, I would buy it. Please, I'll invest in the company. I'll have it. But what I did discover with my songs, I do the public domain song because I want to do everything on the up and up. So it's in the public domain. I don't have to pay rights, and I also pay for a commercial license for the backing track that I use. So I am completely above board legally. I am good to go. But I did learn this week, I'm not sure how it works with the reviewing and actually, looking at them after I've recorded it, but I think I can sing pretty much anything I want to live. It's considered live performance as long as I have the commercial track for the backing. Now, it may be that they will mute it when you go back and look at it, but when I'm singing it live, I literally can sing it. So I don't know. I want to do everything on the up and up because certainly, as an artist, any artist, we have to support our other artists, But, next week, I'll tease it now. Next week, we're doing April 14th, the show, which April 14th, as someone that's always been interested in history, is an interesting date because on April 14th, the Titanic hits the iceberg. On April 15th, at 2 a.m., it goes down. On April 14th, 1865, about 9 o'clock, Lincoln is shot at Ford's Theater. On April 15th, about 7 o'clock the next morning, Lincoln dies. I always thought these are two such, forgive me, titanic events that sort of defined their centuries, both the 19th century and the 20th century. I thought it's weird that it's on those days. So anyway, I was sort of thinking, it's a Titanic show. I should sing, My Heart Will Go On. But I thought about it. We're not going to do that. Number one, you really don't want to sing. You can hear me sing an Italian parody song, but I don't think you guys want to hear me singing My Heart Will Go On. But we're going to do some interesting things next week. And so that, I think, was my point about the music of the show. I love to sing. We have a karaoke bar in my backyard, and we use it. So, I think maybe I want to check with some attorneys as well, because again, I want embrace my Palpatine. You mentioned Palpatine. See, this is what happens to me. I'm playing the game and I look at the chat and it's like, oh, that's interesting. The standalone film I want to see in the Star Wars universe is Palpatine. I would like to see the story of Palpatine. Thank you, Lauren. So I can sing it live, but the recording is where they will mute it. That's where they'll come back in and mute it. But if I want to sing it live, I can sing pretty much whatever I want live as long as I have a license for the backing track. That's good to know. As a lifetime, Celine Dion, but here that's the thing, it's Celine Dion. I'm not going to attempt to sing a song. I can't sing that song. There are some songs, that would be like me singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, for example. There are some songs that should not be sung. Now Frank, I'll sing anything by Frank. Just because my Frank is very good, and Frank also possibly one of the coolest men that ever lived. So Frank Sinatra, very cool man. Palpatine, like to see a standalone film based on Sheev Palpatine, I think is his name. Sheev.
Yeah.
That's it. My Star Wars cred is pretty good. I know a lot of the Star Wars shit. That's what I would like to sing.
Did you finish talking about the songs? And
I did. I talked about the songs and why I would like to maybe branch out occasionally and do something that is not written prior to 1930. But I also think, guys, it's kind of interesting to do songs from 1930 because honestly, it's not only are you guys discovering these songs, but I'm kind of discovering these songs too. And I mentioned this before, the beauty of, just so you know, anything written prior to 1930 now, any song written prior to 1930 in the United States of America is now in the public domain. You can sing it. Now, in the old days, public domain, oh, great, I'm going to be singing Shenandoah, or some old hymn or something written by, oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. Yes, I have seen the animatic of the My Way cover, and it was beautiful. It was very, very well done. I might have to do some Frank at some point.
you could totally do a stream where you're just singing.
I might just, you know what, that'd be funny. Just literally do a stream of me just going through literally playing with my karaoke machine and just singing stuff, No, because I have to have rights to the backing track.
Oh.
That's where you run into a little bit of problems because I have to actually have the right to actually, and there's a service called Karaoke Version where you actually can buy the license, which allows me for unlimited streaming, I think. I've learned a lot of stuff, but I also have a background, Melissa and I both have a background in entertainment law, which comes in handy when you're going to do a Twitch show and you want to sing, because we do know sort of the questions
Making sure it's all in
to ask. Public. And there was something I said in the opening about public domain. It's not so much that it is this loophole that I'm trying to go through so I can sing these songs and not have to pay anybody. What I love about public domain is that these songs are now back in the hands of the people that the songs were meant for, which was you and me. And the beauty of moving from 1920 into 1930, we're not dealing with Stephen Foster anymore. We're not dealing with, oh, so I know, won't you cry for me? Which a great song, Stephen, love you, baby. Stephen Foster, wherever you are. But suddenly what happens in the 20s is two things happen. Radio happens and record albums happen. So that is why a lot of the songs now, suddenly it's not all Oh Susanna. I can sing Blue Skies Shining in Me. I can sing songs, It Had to Be You. The song just now, it literally is an old Italian song. So I can totally sing that song. So I kind of like that because the songs are actually getting good and I sort of like exploring the music along with you guys. That being said, I may very well branch out a little bit because it would be fun to, sing something that was, born, maybe written after I was born. I'm an old guy. I was born in 1960. If I could just sing a song from 1960, that would be pretty awesome, Are there, it's, I think maybe that might be something I'll do in the future as we move forward with these shows. What I do find is that I love preparing these shows. It'll be interesting to see how it works when I go seriously on the road again. As I say, I think I'm just going to have to work on the script and work on the shows while I'm in the plane and in the airport bars where usually I would be day drinking. But, here's a thought, my nieces and nephews. Why not combine both? Day drinking with working on next week's script. Honestly, I think the scripts might get a lot better. All right, I'm going to play a little more BioShock. We are starting to get about to be about that time. I got a lot of money. I could probably. Ooh, can I get through here?
Yeah. There is a first aid kit.
I could use a first aid kit. It had to be you. I will take that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's the nicest thing you've ever done for me. It sounds a bit bizarre, but things the way they are. I never thought that it should be fun for me. Oh, really, dude? Oh, honestly, I am kind of loving this shotgun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. However, I think I have to, you? Who's shooting at me? Oh, you're shooting at me. You know, it never gets old, man. It never gets old. I don't know. I like the. Ooh, that doesn't look good. that does not look appetizing. I'm just saying. Can I use this rope for anything? Probably not, huh? Oh, uh-oh. Oh, first aid, first aid, first aid. Oh, no. Oh, no, I missed a light. All right.
Close one.
Ah, that was close, man. That was close. I thought I was a goner that time. So is it hard to kill Fontaine?
It takes
I bet it is. That'll be interesting. So that'll be like 5 different,
no.
75
I think
shows.
By the time you get there, you will be an expert.
All right, good. We'll be, well, welcome back. I just celebrated my 95th birthday, and I think I just might finally kill Fontaine tonight. My nieces and nephews, I think I might do it. Going this way, all righty. The arrow has been really, learning to actually pay attention to the arrow has been good. That's been good, yeah. Oh my goodness, it's 40 minutes already. Guys, well, it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun tonight. The Godfather cocktail was great. A little weed is always good, kind of mellows you out. And again, in these times in which we find yourself, who among us couldn't deal with a little weed, maybe, and a little liquor? In any case, I've enjoyed myself very much. We will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Un momento. Now, before we go any further tonight, folks, fun beer fact number 4. Beer foam matters. That frothy head, it traps aroma and it protects flavor. No head equals sad beer. Too much foam equals, I probably poured your beer. I'm terrible at it. But what the heck? Let's look for the light once again, my friends. Now, I know. On a night like this, that feels sort of fucked up, right? I mean, we've been talking about criminals and flawed men who thought they were in control right up until the moment they were not. We have been raising glasses, laughing a little bit too easily, maybe even recognizing ourselves in stories that don't always end well. Even so, here is something worth remembering. The Godfather almost didn't happen. The studio did not want Brando. They did not want Pacino. They wanted to replace the novel's iconic World War II setting and drop Don Vito and company into, get this, the early 70s. Because I don't know, vintage cars don't come cheap. I mean, can you imagine Kay Corleone in bell-bottoms or Santino in a leisure suit? No, just no. They wanted a completely different movie and possibly with disco balls. It's almost as if some hotshot studio executive asked, okay, what if we made The Godfather, but less interesting? Francis Ford Coppola, a young director at the time, he fought those executives tooth and nail. He fought for the tone. He fought for the casting. And he fought for the idea that this was not just another crime story. Hell no, folks. The Godfather is an epic poem about family and power and America itself. what is arguably the greatest American film ever made exist because one man held on to his singular vision. Grazie, Signore Coppola. Grazie. Sometimes the things we almost lose are the very things worth protecting the most. And you know, I think that might be one of the places where light actually lives, my nieces and nephews. Not in getting everything right the first time, but in a certain willingness to hold on to something true, even when it would be so much easier to just, let it go, let it go. And we see it in the film, twisted as it is, and its sweeping themes of loyalty and legacy. We see it in something as simple as sharing a beer, something humanity has done for thousands of years. Not because it solves anything, it doesn't, but because it brings us together. And also, to be honest with you, sometimes water just does not fucking cut it. You know what I'm talking about? But I digress. Maybe the light is not some grand revelation, and we talk about that a lot. Maybe it's this. You're here. I'm here. So let's laugh at things that are just a little bit dark, feel things that are maybe a little bit real, and remember that whatever else is going on out there tonight, and there's a lot going on out there tonight, I don't know if you're aware, connection still exists. And also, here is a small piece of good news to carry with you tonight. The bloody world of The Godfather is not what it once was. Law enforcement, cultural change, and frankly, time have worn it down. The old empire's faded, and the family's fractured. Now, their myth remains, certainly it does, but their power has waned. Turns out even the most intimidating organizations eventually run into paperwork. There's something quietly hopeful in that, and it speaks to us profoundly on April 7th, 2026. Hear me. Even cruel systems that feel immovable, even stories that seem destined to repeat forever and ever, can weaken and change and give way to something better. And my friends, if all you take from tonight is that, that's enough. That's more than enough. Let me tell you guys a story. Surprise, right? My Godfather obsession goes back a long, long way. My mother, God love her, had what I will fondly refer to as progressive ideas about parenting, especially when it came to reading. Mom's philosophy was simple. If I could read it, I could read it. No filters, none of that, when you're older bullshit. And I like to read, at that age. I really did. So one day, at the ripe old age of 10, and upon my request, Mom surrendered her dog-eared paperback copy of The Godfather to me. Now, I don't know if you remember being 10, but most kids that age read stories about talking animals or kids solving mysteries on bicycles. Me? I'm trying to process organized crime and betrayal and power and a level of adult complexity that probably should have come with a warning level. My honest and heartfelt reaction to the novel, seriously, I was devastated. Utterly and completely devastated. Not so much because of the violence or the relentless tragedy of it all. No, I was sad. Was sad because I realized that I wasn't Sicilian and therefore I was ineligible to grow up and become a mob boss. That was my big emotional takeaway. Dreams crushed early. Now, years before that, I experienced another seminal gangster moment when I was but a wee lad of 8 years old. Now, my parents took us all out to the local drive-in movie theater. Google what one of those was. They took us to see what they thought would be a stereotypical gangster movie. You know, Humphrey Bogart, Jimmy Cagney, you know, you dirty rat, you killed my brother, you know, that kind of a thing, you know. They're very, very theatrical. Alas, this was not your run-of-the-mill gangster movie. It was Bonnie and fucking Clyde. It was not stylized. It was not polite. It was brutal. And I was 8. So let me tell you guys, I had nightmares for a year after that. It turns out there's a very big difference between a gangster movie and welcome to the new era of cinema, little boy. Fun beer fact number 5. Just because. The strongest beers are really strong. Some specialty brews climb past 60% alcohol by volume. And at that point, my friends, you do not drink beer so much as you negotiate with beer. Anyway, several years after my memorable encounter with Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, at the ripe old age of 12, my Aunt Lou and my dear big brother Dale took me to see Coppola's Godfather at the Villa Italia Cinemas in Lakewood, Colorado. I find it very odd that I can still remember the exact name of a movie house back in 1973, but I can't. What the hell was I just talking about? Oh, right. The Godfather. Now, at the age of 12, you think you are ready for anything. Let me assure you, you are not. You are aggressively not ready for anything. I do remember sitting there, though, watching the story unfold, sort of mesmerized by the sheer weight of it all. And also, if I'm being completely honest, it was the first time I ever saw boobies on a movie screen, which adds a confusing layer to what was otherwise a deeply serious cinematic experience. You don't forget something like that, you know. You remember the art. You remember the power. You remember the boobies. But here's the thing. When I return to The Godfather, again and again and again and again, what stays with me isn't the shock or the spectacle or even the boobies. It's the humanity and the way we love each other imperfectly, the way we fiercely protect what matters to us, sometimes so beautifully and sometimes so horribly. We build identities around where we came from, held hostage by what we think we're supposed to be, and how hard it is sometimes to step outside of that. Just ask Prince Zuko. Hell, ask Uncle Iroh. I think about that now, you know? I think about who I thought I would become back when I was 8, 10, 12, when the world felt wide open and oddly specific at the same time. Life gently, sometimes painfully, reshaped those childhood dreams. Not into something worse, no, nothing worse, just something different. Something probably a little bit more honest, you know? And that, my nieces and nephews, is where we are tonight. Somewhere between who we thought we'd become and who we actually are. Still here, still trying, still capable of choosing what comes next. So, before we go any further tonight, I'd like you all, we do this every time, I would like you to take 30 seconds to ponder that. Just breathe, just sit, just think. And let's see what's there in the silence, huh? 30 seconds of silence, 30 seconds of silence. Here we go. Welcome back, my friends. We just sat quietly on the internet for 30 seconds, which is quite possibly the boldest programming choice of all time. I'm the GOAT. I do. I love that moment of silence because for just a little while, nobody has to perform. We get to just be. And that, my nieces and nephews, is rare. Now let's ruin it. Let's sing our way out. Hit it, baby. We played a game, we had some laughs, but all things have to end. And so, until we meet again, destiny is your friend. Well, my nieces and nephews, that is our show. Thank you for being here tonight. Truly, the fact that you actually chose to spend your time here with me, with my terrible jokes and terrible Italian accent and my questionable beverage choices, it means more than I can say without getting all emotional, and frankly, I do that enough already. If you had a good time, friends, follow, subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, tell an acquaintance, and for the love of God, tell Francis Ford Coppola happy birthday. I'm going to try and say this in Italian. Auguri in cento di questi giorni, maestro. I doubt if that was even remotely right. Anyway, next week, April 14th, as I said earlier, we will commemorate not one, but two earth-shattering historical events that share the date of April 14th. Titanic, meet the Lincoln assassination. I don't know why we're doing it, but I have a sinking feeling it must be done. Until then, my friends, be well, be happy, be kind. Good night.